get ready to kickstart your journey to wellness with the ultimate guide in town. Welcome to Wellness Unleashed with Doc Stone. Join us as we journey through the realms of natural healing, where ancient wisdom meets modern science. Prepare to be inspired by stories of transformation and triumph. With Doc Stone as your guide, discover the power of holistic living and the joy of reclaiming your health. Prepare for a whirlwind adventure through the world of holistic wellness. From fitness freaks to spiritual gurus, we've got something for everyone. So grab your sneakers, your yoga mat, or just your sense of curiosity, and let's dive headfirst into a world of wellness wonders. Wellness Unleashed with Doc Stone. Your path to a vibrant life starts now. Well, welcome back, my friends, to Wellness Unleashed with Doc Stone. I'm your host, holistic health coach, Jeremy Doc Stone, and I am excited to have you back here today. Before we get started with today's episode, just a reminder that the topics that we discuss, the different remedies, everything, this show is meant for education and entertainment. It's not meant to diagnose or treat any kind of disease. So please, if you are experiencing any kind of medical issue, make sure that you do consult with your healthcare practitioner. This is not, we do not have a doctor-patient relationship, so we're not here to treat or anything, but we're here to educate and give you all kinds of fantastic information of how to take back control of your health naturally, hopefully helping you to heal, to feel better, to live longer, to live better, and to get off those pharmaceuticals and off the hamster wheel that we call conventional medicine. So we just want to get the disclaimer out of the way. Also, we do want to thank our sponsors of today's show, AeroStream TV Network. Hey, if you're looking to get your show, your content on a streaming network that is seen on the Roku channel, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, YouTube, Facebook, all Twitch, all of the major platforms, as well as on the podcasting platforms, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple podcasts. Just make sure to send us a message. We'll be happy to talk to you about getting your content on our network. Now, this is just one channel, the Natural Health TV channel of Airstream Network. So if you're not a producer of content for health, that's okay. We have other areas and opportunities for you, whether you be in leadership, business, or any other topic that would add value to the audiences. So we do want to make sure to thank all those sponsors, AeroStream TV Network, and our coaching practice, Doc Stone's Natural Medicine. You can contact us at DocStonesNaturalMedicine.com. You can also order all of your functional medicine laboratory tests directly from us. Look at the web URL on the ticker below. Use the discount code provided, Wellness Unleashed, to get 10% off your lab orders. With all of that being said, I do want to jump into today's topic. Today we're talking about a nutrient that's so much more than just a vitamin. It's a powerful pro-hormone, a key player in our body's orchestra of health. We're diving deep into the sunshine vitamin D. Now, you've probably undoubtedly heard of vitamin D and know a little bit about it, but we want to jump into just how critical this pro-hormone really is to your body, the role it plays, and why you want to make sure that you are checking your vitamin D levels regularly. So let's start out with some of the roles of vitamin D. Many people know vitamin D for its role in building strong bones, and that's absolutely true. It's essential to our body to properly absorb calcium and phosphorus from the food we eat. It literally helps to take the calcium and phosphorus from your foods and put them inside of your bones. So without vitamin D, that calcium can't get where it needs to go, leading to weak and brittle bones. But its influence is so much more than our skeletal system, so much more than the strength of our bones, so much more than just getting that calcium into there. It is vitamin D is truly a multitasker. I think that this is where a lot of people drop the ball in their health and longevity. And even our conventional medical doctors are failing their patients. In fact, I would go so far as to say that it's malpractice for them to not be including vitamin D annually and making sure that you are functional vitamin D levels in your body. It's just a totally missed aspect by most primary care providers, which leads to a whole lot of health issues for a large part of the population. We've got to start talking about vitamin D. If your doctor isn't already testing you for vitamin D, you should not only request an annual vitamin D test, but you should demand an annual vitamin D test. If you are struggling getting a vitamin D test, feel free to reach out to me. We'll get you a vitamin D test set your direction so that you can at least know what your levels are and begin to work on this critical nutrient in your body. So it plays an essential role in our immune system. This is what a lot of people don't understand. It regulates cell growth, and it even helps in hormone production. So you need vitamin D, not just for your bones, but for a strong immune system and for a strong hormonal system to help to balance out your other hormones, because it does play a role in the production of those. So I want you to think of it as a master conductor. Think of your orchestra. The conductor is bringing in all the parts. Well, vitamin D plays a role in so many different areas of the band or the orchestra within inside of your body that it could be called the conductor. It makes sure that all the different sections of our body's orchestra are playing in perfect harmony. You got to have not just okay vitamin D levels, but you need to have optimal functional vitamin D levels, which are much higher than what standardized labs use in their reference ranges for their reporting. So your doctor might be saying, oh, your vitamin D looks fine, and it's really not fine, which is why you continue to not feel well, why you continue to get constant colds, flus, sicknesses, illnesses, COVID, anything like that. It just because they say that your lab test is okay does not really mean that it's okay. So vitamin D has been found to influence over 200 genes in our body. In other words, for over 200 genes, vitamin D plays a role in how those genes express themselves, whether they express themselves in healthy ways or they express themselves in unhealthy ways. So this is a testament to the widespread impact that vitamin D actually has in your body, from the health of our heart to the function of our brains. Vitamin D is a key player in maintaining our overall vitality. So why am I bringing this up? You know, we're in August here. A lot of kids are starting to go back into school. Summer's over. We're going to be outdoors less. We're not going to be getting as much sunshine. So we're going to probably naturally drop our vitamin D levels, even though most of us already aren't at the vitamin D levels that they really should be functionally in order to be really, really healthy. So I want to make sure that we talk about just how widespread deficiency of vitamin D is, not just in America, but in the world. So here's a startling fact. Vitamin D deficiency is a global issue. We're talking about hundreds of millions, if not a billion people worldwide who have insufficient levels. In some regions, up to 80% of the population can be affected. They may be deficient or not optimal. This isn't just a concern for people living in northern climates, though they tend to have higher amounts with less sunlight. It's a problem everywhere, and it's often a hidden one because we're not looking for it. Our modern indoor lifestyles, the widespread use of sunscreen, and even the natural aging process are all contributing to this silent epidemic. It's a clear sign that we've become disconnected from the natural rhythms that our bodies need to thrive. Even in sunny places, people can be deficient because of cultural practices or simply working indoors all day. Our skin's ability to produce vitamin D also decreases as we age. So the older you get, your skin has a harder time taking the sunlight and converting it into vitamin D in your body. So our older friends and family are particularly at risk for vitamin D deficiency. This is why a proactive approach is so important. Testing and monitoring vitamin D levels should not be something that we think of just for the elderly or as we age, but as parents, we need to be thinking of the vitamin D levels of our children from birth. We want to make sure that they're building strong and robust immune systems. As I mentioned, vitamin D plays a role in over 200 genes. That fact alone should make you as a parent begin to think that maybe you should be looking at and monitoring your child's vitamin D levels now rather than waiting until the lack of vitamin D causes these genes to express themselves in a way that is not healthy for your child. So what are some signs and symptoms and consequences of low vitamin D levels? How do you know if you're one of the many people with low vitamin D? Unfortunately, the signs can be subtle and easily mistaken for other things. You might experience fatigue, persistent bone or muscle pain, or even frequent illness. Some people report feelings of sadness or depression, as vitamin D also plays a role in mood regulation. If left undressed, a long-term deficiency can lead to more serious issues. In children, it can cause rickets, a condition that leads to soft, deformed bones. In adults, it can contribute to a weakening of the bones called osteomalacia, and in older adults, it can exacerbate conditions like osteoporosis, increasing the risk of fractures. It's not just about bones, though. Chronic deficiency can lead to a weakened immune system, making you more susceptible to infections and illnesses. It can also be a contributing factor in other chronic diseases we'll get to in just a moment. The best way to know your levels is to ask your doctor for a blood test. It's a simple, reliable way to get a clear picture of your vitamin D status and guide your journey to better health. If you don't have a primary care provider or they won't order a vitamin D test for you, message us and we'll send you a link to be able to get a vitamin D test. We'll send it right to your home and you collect your sample and we'll get you your vitamin D levels. So let's talk about a holistic approach to increasing your levels of vitamin D. What's a wellness warrior to do with all this deficiency and all these issues? Well, the good news is there are natural and holistic ways to boost your vitamin D levels. The most powerful way to get vitamin D is, of course, through the sun. Our skin contains a compound that, when exposed to UVB rays, synthesizes vitamin D3. I'm not suggesting that you bake in the sun all day, as we must be mindful of skin health, but spending just 10 to 30 minutes in direct midday sun without the sunscreen on a few times a week can make a huge difference in your vitamin D levels. You can also find vitamin D in certain foods. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are all fantastic sources. For those following a plant-based diet, mushrooms exposed to UV light are a great option. I love encouraging people to eat mushrooms because they are high in vitamin D and zinc, both of which are very, very important for your body and for your immune system. So eggs, cod liver oil, and some fortified foods like milk and cereals can also help. Just remember that if you're eating too many cereals, you can cause other issues. You can, blood sugar issues, gluten issues. So just when you can, it's best to get them from plant-based foods. But a functional medicine approach goes deeper. It's not just about a single nutrient, right? It's about the entire ecosystem of your body. In functional health, we look at it, every part of your body, how they all work together, and try to bring it all into balance. We look at supporting nutrients that work in synergy with vitamin D. So vitamin D oftentimes doesn't work alone. So some of these nutrients are magnesium and vitamin K2. Magnesium is crucial for converting vitamin D into its active form, and K2 helps ensure that the calcium is deposited into your bones and not in your arteries. A lack of these cofactors can make even a high vitamin D intake less effective. Excuse me. Some people may also need to consider a high quality supplement, especially if they live in an area with limited sunlight or have a diagnosed deficiency. It's important to talk to a healthcare professional to find the right dosage for you. Now here, looking at the levels of vitamin D, most conventional medical laboratories, they will say that if you're at 25 or 30 for the level of vitamin D in your blood, that you are okay. Folks, that is not really healthy. 25 I would consider deficient. We want to get you up, your levels to be up over 50, preferably around 60 to 70 for optimal health. So we want to make sure that we're looking at those levels. Again, just because your doctor said you're normal doesn't mean that you're healthy. So let's talk about some research in the immune system, some cutting edge research in the immune system. There's some exciting new research that's been shining a light on vitamin D's broader role in our health. Recent studies are confirming what holistic practitioners have long believed. Vitamin D is a powerful immune modulator. Research shows that our immune cells have vitamin D receptors, and when activated, they can both boost our body's defenses against pathogens and help calm down an overactive immune system. So if it's calming down an overactive immune system, it may play a role in helping to minimize autoimmune diseases inside of our bodies. Interestingly, in the time of COVID, research showed that vitamin D, using functional levels of vitamin D to treat people with COVID, was actually more effective than the pharmaceutical antivirals that cost 100 times more than vitamin D. It was more effective at preventing ICU stays and death by using vitamin D as a treatment for these diseases. You want to prevent colds, flus. In the fall time here, vitamin D will play an important role in doing that. So we know that it plays this role in the immune system. So this dual action in helping to boost the immune system, but also to calm down an overactive immune system is incredibly important, and is why many researchers are exploring its role in preventing and treating everything from autoimmune diseases to chronic inflammation. Even a quick review of published studies from the National Institutes of Health, all of the different research journals, is beginning to show us just how important vitamin D is, not just for our bones, but for many functions, including immune function in our body. This is not some woo-woo approach to health. There's documented research to show that we should be, and our providers should be, focusing on vitamin D levels. Again, I'll say it again. If your doctor's not checking vitamin D on a regular basis and making sure that you are at an optimal level, that to me is malpractice. There's no reason for it. It's not an expensive test, and we should be checking it because it can play so much. It can have so much benefit into the overall health of our people. Studies have shown that people with higher vitamin D levels have a lower risk of developing conditions like multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, and even type 1 diabetes. So this doesn't mean that, I'm not claiming that vitamin D is a cure, but it does highlight its vital role in helping our immune system maintain a healthy balance. Studies have also found links between low vitamin D and an increased risk of certain cancers, cardiovascular disease, and even neurodegenerative disorders. While more research is always needed, the evidence is building a compelling case for the profound impact of this simple nutrient on our overall well-being. So in closing, vitamin D is much more than just a vitamin. It is a prohormone that influences the expression of over 200 genes in our bodies. It also boosts our immune system and calms an overactive immune system. It's important for our cardiovascular health and can be used to prevent a number of chronic illnesses. Vitamin D should be on your list of things that you check every single year. Again, if you do need to get a vitamin D test and you don't have a primary care provider that is willing to order it for you, we can help you. Just message us and we'll see about getting you a vitamin D test so that you can start from a position of knowledge. So get outside, embrace the sun, eat a nutrient-rich diet, and consider a high-quality supplement to ensure you're giving your body all of the vitamin D it needs to thrive. Until next time, stay well and unleash your health. Thank you for watching Wellness Unleashed with Doc Stone on the AeroStream TV network. The opinions expressed by the host and guests of this show are theirs and not the opinions of the network or our sponsors. None of the information shared on today's episode should be taken as medical advice. Statements have not been approved by the FDA or any other governmental authority. And if you're experiencing any kind of illness or wellness issue, you are encouraged to consult with your licensed healthcare practitioner. And we do appreciate you watching our show and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.